Good morning, students. Students, welcome to all in your geography class. Students, previous week we have started our chapter number 2. Okay, student, we have started our chapter number 2. But as you all know that chapter number 2 has been deleted by CBSE board. Okay, chapter number 2 has been completely deleted by CBSE board, so that's why we people are not supposed to continue that chapter. Okay, students, that's why I'm going to skip that chapter. Okay, second chapter we are going to skip because that is not in the syllabus according to the latest updation done by CBSE. And chapter number 3 we have already completed. So now I am going to take our chapter number 4. Okay, students, so clearly I am telling you that in this video we will learn about our chapter number 4, and the name of our chapter number 4 is agriculture. Okay, students, so just attend this video very carefully. Name is agriculture. Student, agriculture is a very simple word, very common word, and you all are familiar about agriculture. Okay, students, so let me start. India is an agriculturally important country. Okay, 2/3 of its population is engaged in agricultural activities. Okay, students, you all know that 2/3 of our India's population is busy in agricultural activity. Especially agriculture is a very common activity, especially in village areas. Okay, students, in village areas people have their own farms also. Okay, they have their land areas also. Okay, and they have their interest factor also in agriculture. So that's why in especially in village areas people would like to be involved in this process. Okay, agriculture is a primary activity, and students, you know, it is a primary activity which produces most of the food that we consume. Okay, if we are talking about food, that we can discuss our food grains, we can discuss our pulses also, our vegetables also, all the things we are getting from agriculture. Okay, wheat, rice, sugar cane. Okay, students, corn, vegetables, all the things we are getting from agriculture. Besides food grains, it also produces raw material for various industries. Okay, students. And if we are talking about the importance of agriculture, then it is not only this that we are getting our food grains. No, after all, we are getting each and every type of raw material for different industries. Okay, like students, our cotton and mills are working. Okay, so for cotton mills we would like to take raw material of cotton. So where we are getting from our cotton crops. Okay, so this is also possible by agriculture only. Okay, if we are talking about sugarcane mills, then we are basically sugarcane from where we are getting from the crops of sugarcane. Okay, students. Oh, so in this way we can discuss that each and every type of factory, each and every type of mill, large or big, okay, industries, all are working with the help of raw material only, and every type of raw material we are getting from our agriculture only. So in this way we can discuss that agriculture is a very important activity. Okay, for agriculture, because of agriculture we are getting our many things, many type of raw material. It's okay, students. Okay, moreover, some agriculture products like tea, coffee, spices, etc. are also exported. Okay, students, we are using our crops for our domestic use also. Okay, we are selling the extra material also. Farmers are getting money with the selling of these crops. After all, we would like to export some crops from out of our India. Okay, students, now we will discuss types of farming. Okay, students, which topic I am taking? We are discussing agriculture is also known as farming. So now we are going to discuss that types of farming, that how many types of farming we have in our India. Agriculture is an age old economic activity in our country. Over these years, cultivation methods have changed significantly depending upon the characteristics of physical environment, technological know-how, and socio-cultural practices. Farming varies from subsistence to commercial type. At present, in different parts of India, the following farming systems are practiced. Okay, so these are farming systems. We can say types of farming. So, number one, I'm taking, and the name of this type of farming is primitive subsistence farming. Okay, students, what is the name? Primitive subsistence farming. So, I'm going to explain this type of farming with the help of another page. So, attend this page. Students, see this one. Class 4, chapter 4, agriculture. Types of agriculture. Just see again. 3 types. In India, we have 3 types of agriculture. Number 1, primitive subsistence farming. Number 2, intensive subsistence farming. And number 3, commercial farming. Okay, students, 3 types we have. So, in this video, I will explain number 1, primitive subsistence farming. Students, at first, I would like to give you the meaning of these words. Primitive means ancient. Ancient means old. Primitive means old. Subsistence means survival. Okay, students, subsistence means survival, and farming, agriculture. So, by the name only, you are getting the definition that what is primitive subsistence farming. This is very old type of farming, and in this farming, farmers use their primitive methods, their old methods, like primitive tools they would like to use. They don't have very high technical tools, they don't have very high technology, only primitive methods farmers have. Okay, subsistence means survival, and their purpose is only this, that we will be able to survive. If we are growing these crops, then we will get some amount of food. We will get food grains. Okay, so this type of food grains will be enough for our survival. So their purpose is to survive only. So that's why this agriculture is known as primitive subsistence farming. Okay, now just attend these dimensions of this farming. Primitive methods. In this farming, we have primitive methods. As now I have told you that primitive subsistence farming. So in this farming, farmers use their old methods. Okay, farmers are not economically, they don't have very high amount of money. Okay, they don't have very high tools, they don't have high technology, nothing else. They have only their primitive methods. They use primitive tools. Okay, and if we are growing any crop, then naturally we have the need for irrigation. Okay, but in this type of farming, farmers don't have very high tube wells, tractors also. Okay, they depend on the monsoon only. For irrigating their field, if they depend on the monsoon only. Okay, because they don't have any high source of irrigation. And natural fertility. And students, that in modern agriculture, farmers would like to use very high quality of pesticides. Okay, and very high quality of seeds, etc., fertilizers, etc. But in this type of agriculture, farmer depends on the natural fertility of the soil only. Okay, farmers don't have very high quality of fertilizers, etc. They depend on the natural fertility. Of the soil. So these are the methods. Primitive tools, they depend on monsoon, and they depend on natural fertility. Okay, students, let me tell you that it is a slash and burn agriculture. Okay, slash means cut and burn means very well. So this agriculture is also known as a slash and burn agriculture. It means primitive subsistence farming's other name is slash and burn agriculture. So students, just see how they are doing this slash and burn agriculture. In this slash and burn agriculture, a farmer has total 4 steps. Step number 1, step number 2, step 3, and step 4. So see, what are these steps? Step 1. Students, one more thing I also would like to tell you, that this type of farming is practiced especially by tribal people. especially by tribal people in forest areas. Okay, student, you know that in many parts of our India, tribal people are living. Okay, and they have very limited source of everything, okay, for their survival. So they people are busy in this type of agriculture. Okay, tribal people, especially this type of agriculture is found in northeastern states like Meghalaya, Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland, Assam, Megha. Okay, because in these states tribal people are living, and these states are rich in natural forest also. Okay, dense forests have been found in these areas. Okay, so step 1, student, in step 1 you can see that these are trees. It means forest areas. These are forest areas, and we have lot of trees, enough trees we have. So people would like to cut down these trees. What people are doing, people are cutting down these trees. Okay, and after cutting down these trees, the trees fell on the ground only. Okay, the trees fell on the ground only. So this is step number 2. The farmers are cutting down the trees. Step number 3, after cutting these trees, when the trees fell down on the ground, they would like to fire these trees. They would like to fire these trees. Okay, and now step number 4, after burning these trees, you know what will be there? When the trees are totally burned, there will be ash only. There will be ash only. And students, you know, this is the main part that they are using to increase the fertility of the soil. With this ash, they would like to mix their seeds. Okay, they would like to mix their seeds, and after doing this, they would like to wait for the rainfall. They would like to wait for the monsoon, that when the monsoon will come, they will receive water. Okay, and then this process will move further. So in this way, you saw that these are 4 steps of slash and burn agriculture. Okay, students, so let me tell you more steps about this agriculture. Students, you know, this type of agriculture is also known as shifting farming. Shifting farming, why it is known as shifting farming? Because as I have told you earlier, that in this farming, farmers don't have enough money, they don't have any high quality seeds or nothing else they have. So once upon a time, if a farmer has taken the production from a particular field, so for the next time, they don't have any fertilizer so that they can increase the soil of the same soil. So they would like to leave that land. They would like to leave the land, and they would like to shift in another area. Okay, they would like to shift in another area. Why? To grow the next crop. Okay, student, this is another area. After taking one production from this area, they would like to leave this area, and they are shifting for another area to get their next crop. Okay, because if once upon a time, if land has given us the production, so for the next time we would like to give fertilizers to increase the fertility of the soil. Okay, but as you know that in this type of farming, farmers don't have any fertilizer or anything, so they have only one option. They would like to leave the land, and they move in the search of next land. It means for another area. It means what they are doing, they are shifting in the search of next piece of land. So it is also known as shifting farming. And number 2, natural replenishing. Replenishing means increasing. Students, as I am telling you now only, that they don't have any fertilizers to increase the fertility of the soil, so they believe in natural replenishing, that just leave the land, and by the natural process only, the land will be fertilized again. Okay, and one more important dimension of this agriculture is it is known by various names in different areas. It is known by various names in different areas. So we will see with the help of our another page that what are these different names. Students, what you have to do, you have to prepare this page in your geography notebook also. Okay, just write down all these points. Just prepare these pictures also. Okay, these are in the form of notes. These are the notes that I am giving to you, so take the maximum benefit from these notes. Okay, I will give you this page in the form of PDF also, so that you will be more comfortable to see and prepare in your notebook. Now just attend this page. Okay students, I have told you each and everything. Primitive subsistence farming, this type of farming is still practiced in few pockets of India. Primitive subsistence agriculture is practiced on small patches of land. It means on small pieces of land with the help of primitive tools. Okay, this type of farming depends upon monsoon. I have told you natural fertility of the soil. I have told you and suitability of other environmental conditions to the crops grown. Each and every point I have told you with the help of my own notes. You can see this paragraph also. It is a slash and burn agriculture. Recently I have told you, farmers clear a patch of land, okay, and produce cereals and other food crops to sustain their family. When the soil fertility decreases, the farmer shift. Okay, now only I have told you, when the soil fertility decreases, the farmer shift in another area and clear a fresh patch of land for cultivation. And after searching that land, when they are getting a different land, they would like to clear a fresh patch of land for cultivation. This type of shifting allows nature to replenish the fertility of the soil. Okay, this point was also there in my own notes. Replenish the fertility of the soil. Okay, land productivity in this type of agriculture is low, as the farmer does not use fertilizers. I have told you that farmers, they don't have any fertilizer or anything, so the land productivity is low. Farmer is hardly able to survive only. Okay, he is able to give the survival to his or her family. Okay, farmers, it is known by different names in different parts of the country. This point was also there in my notes, so just see these names, that what are these different names. Students, it is zooming in northeastern states like Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram and Nagaland. Okay, it means in northeastern states, Assam we can say, Meghalaya we can say, Mizoram and Nagaland. In these 4 states, this type of agriculture is known as zooming agriculture. Just learn all these names. What is the name? Zooming agriculture. Pamlo in Manipur, Deepa in Bastar district of Chhattisgarh. In Bastar district of Chhattisgarh, it is known as by the name of Deepa. And in Andaman and Nicobar also, this type of agriculture is known as Deepa, zooming. The slash and burn agriculture is known as Milpa in Mexico, okay, and Milpa in Mexico and Central America. Conuco in Venezuela, Roca in Brazil, Mazole in Central Africa, Ladang in Indonesia, Ray in Vietnam. It means these are different names. Okay, that what are the different names of this type of agriculture in different countries also. In India, this primitive form of cultivation is called Bewar or Dahiya in Madhya Pradesh. Okay, Podu or Penda in Andhra Pradesh. In Andhra Pradesh, what is the name? Podu or Penda. Pamadabi or Common or Bringa in Odisha. Kumari in Western Ghats. Velre or Veltre in southeastern Rajasthan. Khil in the Himalayan belt. Kuruva in Jharkhand. And Zooming in the northeastern region. Okay students, so these are the different names in different areas. Okay, that what are the different names of this type of agriculture. Okay students, this is a simple paragraph you can read out. And now this is number 2, intensive subsistence farming. But in this video I will not explain this, because this much is enough for you. So students, we have discussed part number 1 of type of our farming primitive subsistence farming. We have discussed primitive subsistence farming in this video. Okay, I have given my notes also. Okay, and these are the different names now only I have told you. So what you have to do, you have to prepare those notes what I have prepared for you in your geography notebook, and just read this page carefully and specially learn these different names, these different names of this agriculture in different countries. Okay students, tomorrow in my next video I will explain part number 2, intensive subsistence farming. Intensive subsistence farming. Okay students, so students, attend this video carefully and just prepare your own notes. Okay students, thank you students, have a good day.